let's take you then to St. Giles. So you've been at the ID, you've been there for 6 months. So you arrive at 65 Amy Road. What did it look like? Was it a house? Did it look like
It was the old house as pictured there.
Yep. So tell me about, how did you get up those stairs?
Well, I was on a trolley.
And did people carry the trolley up the stairs? Yeah. And who met you at the door?
Oh, either Evelyn or Alice.
And they were the nurses?
Alice Shegog, matron. Evelyn Burt, deputy matron.
And
I had a lifetime pleasant relationship with those two ladies. And there was another one there that was closer, and that was Florence Nichols, who was running the school.
So when you're arriving there in autumn, you've been met at the door by matron. Where do they take you next? Do they take you into a bedroom? Do they take you into a living room?
Into that was the boys.
So the boys were on one side of...
And the girls the other. And never the twain were supposed to meet, but...
So it was an old farmhouse, and I think it had 9 bedrooms?
Yeah, these were... I think the older kids went in there, but these were dormitories that I was in.
Yeah, and when you say you were never meant to socialise, does that mean you got up to, when everyone was meant to be in bed, people got up and had little parties?
Well, the diet wasn't all that generous, and kids are always hungry.
Yeah.
And when everyone was supposed to be in bed, there was raids made on the kitchen, and you'd hear someone sneaking out, and if you could, you'd get out and join them. And
so you start there. How old are you? You're still 6? Are you 7?
Yes, I would have had my 7th birthday. Yeah, I'd be out at St. Giles for my 7th birthday, yeah.
Were your family able to get to your 7th birthday?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Did you have a cake for your 7th birthday?
I doubt it.
It was pretty sparse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Arthur, you were there from the age of 7 through to... How old were you when you...
Well, I would have been 8 when I left there.
So you were there for just over a year?
Whether I got favoured treatment because of Florence Nichols, I don't know.
And why do you think... Was Florence Nichols a family friend, or she just...
I think he might have been a cousin.
Yes.
Owned the farm next door to ours. And that, I got the impression on talking to my mainland counterparts that St. Giles treatment was miles in front of anything on the mainland because of the small community, and there was always connections.
So those connections like you and the Nichols?
Yeah, and they couldn't get away with ill-treating you. You see, on the mainland, there's stories of being shut in broom cupboards and all sorts of disastrous things for the psychological welfare of the children. That's why St. Giles has got such a fantastic support from the community and has right from the start.
It was, from what I understand, St. Giles was formed by the community. The money came from the community, and I believe that there was a fundraising campaign through the Examiner newspaper. So a whole lot of different groups bought that farmhouse.
Yeah.
If you're only at St. Giles for a year, why does it stay with you? Because you've been on the board at St. Giles for a long time. You're still connected to St. Giles. It was 1 year of your life. Why do you think it's been such a big part of your life?
Because if it hadn't been for the treatment I received at St. Giles, I'd still be a cripple.
And
might have made I'm back to being a cripple again, but that's not St. Giles's fault.
No. So when you left St. Giles, you'd had intensive physio and intensive occupational therapy. So did you leave St. Giles with calipers?
Yeah,
But you were able to walk.
yeah. Whenever I went out socially, there'd be that so many staff had seen me and they'd come and
They remember
for
you.
years, even to my teenage years.
People recognise you from your time.
Yeah,
In
and
infectious
I
disease.
recognised them, and Alice Shegog and Evelyn Burt and Sister Cashin, and there were so many others that...
And do you think that would happen elsewhere in Australia?
No,
That's not just a Tasmanian thing? You think it may be a Launceston thing? Or is it a Tasmanian thing?
it's more of a Tasmanian thing, and the country, there are certain areas in the rural Australia, in the bush as they call it, that have isolated pockets like that.